life as a physician, I was working on a doctorate in nutrition. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition and completed my PhD coursework prior to starting medical school. So my background really began in nutrition. When I entered medical school, I was sort of trained like most allopathic physicians that our job is to diagnose disease and to treat it with medication and surgery when necessary. And so I followed that model for the first few years of practice. I began to turn back towards my nutritional training and trying to help them understand nutrition as well as exercise physiology and activity as a means of helping them improve their health and reverse some of the chronic diseases that I was seeing on a regular basis.
Many processes within our bodies produce free radicals. Free radicals are entities that have lost an electron. They are positively charged. They come from the breakdown of foods, from the breakdown of toxins, and they enter our bloodstream. These free radicals are potentially harmful to cells. They will attach themselves, for example, to the lining cell of an artery. And when they do, they will produce an injury. That injury will create a response in the body trying to heal it. Platelets will come from the blood and try to plug that injury. And in the process of making a clot, in the process of then bringing in scavenger cells to repair the damage, the blood vessel is damaged. That's one of the theories of atherogenesis.
I've been here for over 20 years as a dentist, and prior to that I was a dental hygienist. When I worked as a dental hygienist, I got very interested in nutrition and the nutrition and how it relates to the teeth and how it relates to the person.
I tell my patients that we are one big biochemical reaction. Everything that's happening in our body is a biochemical reaction. And for biochemical reactions to occur, we need a solvent. And the solvent in our bodies is water. So there's no question that the most important thing that we can do is hydrate our bodies.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Kevin Lowe.
And I'm Hassan Mahmoud.
And today we're going to be showing you guys a product demo of how Kangen water works. Actually, a very visual product demo of how Kangen water works. And how this company, Enagic, producing Kangen water has truly been a phenomenon lately.
Kevin and I got introduced to this revolutionary technology about a year and a half ago, and we got really passionate about the water's therapeutic effects. So we decided to take it upon ourselves to really share the company's message, but most importantly, share the education on what we're putting in our bodies on a daily basis.
So this water truly is amazing, but what you guys have to realize is, yes, it is alkaline water, and a lot of you may or may not have seen alkaline water on the market, but this is alkalized water, alkalized Kangen water. And there's 3 properties in this water that make it medical grade water in Japan. So the first property is actually the antioxidants. The second one would be microclustering, and the third one is the high pH value, the alkalinity in this product. You need all 3 to make this water Kangen water. So what we're gonna do is Hassan's gonna take it away and show you guys the first one.
Let's do this. Hey guys, so I'm gonna show you why the antioxidants in the human body is so important. 3 things affect the body and helping it age much quicker, and that's oxidation. So either from the stuff we drink, from the food we eat, and of course, the air we breathe. Of course, the air is acidic, but we need oxygen to live. So free radicals are very bad in our body. They age you. It's like the rusting process, right? So free radicals go off in your body and they come together and create things known as tumors. You see where I'm going with this. So finding an antioxidant negative water molecule finds that free radical and completely neutralizes it. So I'm gonna pour all the waters and as well as the soda and the Perrier and the sports drinks to show you what we're putting in our body. Now that we've poured all the liquids, all we're gonna do is check if it's oxidizing our body or giving it electrons. If it's bad for you, it's gonna be taking electrons. So it's gonna be positive. If it's good for you, it's gonna have a negative charge. So it's giving you an abundance of electrons. It's kind of like a game of golf. Anything negative is good, anything positive is bad. So let's check it out. Here's Dasani. As you can see, it's a positive charge. Here's Aquafina, positive 200. Smart water, not so smart. He's still positive, guys. Here's Propel, represents all sports drinks. Gatorade, positive 344. Here we have Perrier, represents all your sparklies, mineral waters. 370, and Sprite represents all sodas. Right around the same range, 386, and it'll climb up to 400. And now let's go to the Kangen alkalized water. Look at that guy, an abundance of electrons. Check it out, negative 550 and climbing. Now you can see why it's important to put that into your body.
When we treat chronic disease with medication and we don't really attack the root cause, which is oxidative stress, free radical damage, we're not really treating or curing the disease, we're managing the disease.
Antioxidants have become very, very popular because they are electron donors. And when they meet a free radical, that free radical gets what it wants. It gets its electron and it's neutralized. Now, the oxidation reduction potential of Kangen water is gigantic. It's about 30 times greater than the famous green tea. Everyone knows about green tea being a profoundly good antioxidant.
So for the second property, we're going to talk about the alkalinity of this product, or the pH, which is the potential of hydrogen. And the importance of the pH or alkalinity is this one factor, this one key factor. This guy, Dr. Otto Warburg. And Dr. Otto Warburg made the discovery in 1931 and won a Nobel Prize for it of discovering the root cause of cancer. He found out that cancer, disease, and sickness thrives, and only can thrive, in an acidic-rich environment. Not oxygen-rich, but acidic. So, it would make sense to put alkaline things in your body, including this water. So we're going to test these waters with pH drops. And pH drops are, you can get them at the pool store. And most pool men will use the pH drops to test your pool's pH to see if it's alkaline or acidic. But when was the last time you took pH drops and tested liquids? You probably haven't. So what we're gonna do is test the liquids that a lot of people drink and then the liquids that I drink. So we're gonna do some drops, and all you're gonna do is color match with the chart below. As you can see, mostly everything is very acidic, just very, 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 very acidic. And Kangen water is this bright, bright, bright royal purple. Truly amazing. As you can see, the liquids that most people drink on a daily basis are acidic. And what we're drinking over here is Kangen water, is bright, royal, beautiful purple. So it's very, very alkaline. So, your body is 70 to 75% water, and what you do drink in, eventually you will become. So we're gonna take our Kangen water and see what it does to these other liquids, and how fast you can change your state from acidic state. So from an acidic state straight to a purple alkaline state. And smart water, same thing. So you were, very acidic there. Just by changing water, you can change your state. But since these are so acidic that it won't even budge. So these two are very, very acidic. And then we'll try Perrier right here. Don't blink. As you can see, it tried to change, but it could not change because of the carbonation. And a lot of people think Perrier is a little healthier because it's fancy, the name is fancy, but it's truly just as bad as any other carbonation drink you're gonna put inside your body.
Alright guys, so I'm going to show you the third property of what makes Kangen alkalized water so powerful in the human body. So we're going to go over the microclustering. A traditional water molecule is bigger. So what that means is it's anywhere from between 4 to about 36 to 40 clusters, where Kangen water is actually 4 to 6. What that means, it's tiny, so it's smaller. So if we were going to make tea, the best example I can give you, how would we do it? You'd boil water. If you left it on the stove, what would happen? It would eventually evaporate and just turn to gas, because what's going on when you heat up the liquid is it's shrinking the molecules. So I'm going to show you guys this really cool example. This is Yamamoto green tea, classic green tea. People love this. So just got 2 bags. As you can see, just opened it. Pull this guy out. Put him right here. Second one. And let's see if we can make tea with room temperature water. Put him right here. So I'm gonna grab smart water. You wouldn't make tea with smart water, but let's just try it out. See what happens. Nothing really happened. You know, just kind of diluted it. Why? Because the water is big. That's why people say they don't like water, because it's too big. It makes them bloated. They're still dehydrated. Let's try Kangen alkalized water, micro coaster. Let's see if we can get anything out of this guy. As you can see, it's starting to turn green. So let's do this. Let's take this bag and put it right here, and let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can still make tea. Let's put them right here. Let's put some, go back to the smart water. Anything really happened, guys? No. Again, the water's too big. So let's get the same tea bag, go right here, and go back to Kangen alkalized water. That pure green color. This guy's been sitting here for a while, right? So let's see if we can help him out, because that's what we love to do. We like to help people. Let's put it right here. Let's get him hydrated. Look at that. So let me show you guys something really, really cool that really blew my mind when I saw this. So say this is your trillion water-loving cells, and they want to get hydrated. They're like, feed me, I'm thirsty, right? So here we go. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here in each cup. Sprinkle little dots in here. Get a little bit more in there. There we go. So a little right here and a little right here. Not that much in each cup, correct? So now let's check this out. Let's put smart water and see what happens. We want to make tea. We want to get hydrated. Our cells need water. Let's see what happens. Nothing really happened, right? Just kind of diluted it. So let's go back to Kangen alkalized water 9.5. Goes in there and pulls everything out. This is why Kangen water is so good for your vitamins, your pre-workout, your workout supplements. You will literally get that lean, shredded look you want. And for people that actually want to lose weight, it does not retain any water weight. Check it out, guys. The proof's in the pudding.
The benefit for me as a physician to use water to treat bacterial infections is phenomenal. Number one, water's cheap. Secondly, it's very effective. We've seen through studies, and I've seen through my own observations with patients, that it's very effective. And thirdly, there's no side effects to it.
With the standard American diet, it's actually very sad. I mean, that is what it stands for. Standard American diet is filled with sugars and the high energy drinks, and even the bottled waters, the potato chips and the pizza, and the things that these children are getting in the vending machines. All of that is acidic. And now, with Kangen water, we have an alkaline water that actually will help reverse what conditions may occur using all those acidic items in our diet.
You think the skin is only young? No, artery is young too. So I did the CT scan my coronary artery, and my coronary artery didn't show any narrowing or stricture. Most of people who eat a lot of beef, meat, and a lot of oxidized water, they tend to develop more narrowing strictures. And many people, even in the 50s, they had the bypass procedure, the stenting, all kind of problems. Definitely, the drinking alkalized water and ionized water is more beneficial for us, for our health.
Alright guys, so after seeing those three amazing properties of the Kangen water 9.5, the drinking water, I'm going to show you the amazing benefits and the properties of this Kangen water, strong Kangen water 11.5. And it's not meant for drinking, but it's actually just water, so I'm going to show you. It's clear, it's safe, it's not nuclear, it's not going to explode. If I really wanted to, I could drink some of it. Not going to die. So what we did here was we poured some 11.5 Kangen water in these tomatoes right here, and some tap water right here. Most people will clean their fruits and vegetables, and these tomatoes, Nature Sweets tomatoes, with tap water. So what we did was Kangen water, and then how most people will clean it with the tap water. And while that's sitting, I'm going to show you a little quick demonstration on what is actually happening to those tomatoes right there. So we have sesame oil here. We're going to take some sesame oil, put it in this cup, and then put some in this cup. And if you ask any scientist or any chemist, what happens when you mix water and oil? And 10 times out of 10, that person's gonna say, oil and water don't mix. And that is very true. Oil and water don't mix. for the simple fact of being the oil's too thick, the water's too big, they're gonna separate. But since Kangen water, 11.5 here, the one I just poured, is so high in alkaline, and the molecule clusters are so small, it's able to penetrate the oil and emulsify it and break down the fat. Because essentially, oil is just fat, right? And what is cholesterol? Fat. So that's why you might have heard a lot of people have these crazy stories of people drinking this water. You're not drinking the 11.5, but over time, drinking the 9.5, your body is able to return to homeostasis and lower its own cholesterol. It's truly that amazing. So we're gonna take the tomatoes we're letting sit here for a second, pour the tap water one into this cup, and then we're gonna take the Kangen water 11.5 into this cup. And as you can see, there is a huge difference. And no, that is not green tea. That's the herbicides, pesticides, and insecticides. That's what you're eating on a daily basis if you're eating tomatoes or any fruits and vegetables. And the reason they don't come off with tap water is because all the pesticides are oil-based. So if you really wanted to get it off, you'd either have to scrub them clean with harsh chemicals, or you would have to get yourself a Kangen water machine and emulsify those oils right off the tomato.
So guys, I think you can see why we're so adamant and passionate about this product. It really changed me and Kevin's lives and a lot of people's lives all over the planet.
When we treat chronic disease with medication and we don't really attack the root cause, which is oxidative stress, free radical damage, we're not really treating or curing the disease, we're managing the disease.
Antioxidants have become very, very popular because they are electron donors. And when they meet a free radical, that free radical gets what it wants. It gets its electron and it's neutralized. Now, the oxidation reduction potential of Kangen water is gigantic. It's about 30 times greater than the famous green tea. Everyone knows about green tea being a profoundly good antioxidant. Fruits, vegetables are considered antioxidants. Kangen water at a pH of 9.5 can have a negative, which is an electron donating reduction potential of up to 600 millivolts. It's measured in millivolts. You couldn't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get anywhere near that amount into your system. So it's a very, very beneficial thing to our health.
We rely on oxidative stress to kill bacteria and viruses and fungi. But oxidative stress in excess, when we don't have the proper balance, when we have too much oxidation and not enough of its counterpart, which is reduction, then we get into this situation where we start to see degeneration occur in cells, in the tissues, and ultimately in the body. We get degeneration of the body, we get aging, and we get chronic disease. Oxidative stress is the mechanism by which all this happens.
I find that drinking Kangen water is satisfying because it quenches one's thirst. One is able to drink a lot more because you don't get that bloated feeling. It is as if the water is very much more quickly absorbed. And there are studies that have shown that from the Japanese literature that the water starts being absorbed in the distal esophagus before it even hits the stomach. Is absorbed in the stomach, and then by the time the duodenal sweep has been reached, it's practically already totally absorbed.
Oxidized water is a very, unhealthy to me. So I don't drink that kind of water, but I drink alkalinized water. New York water, they say, the best water, but it still contains the chlorine. Why did they put the chlorine in? Because that the chlorine put into the water, that it creates the free radicals, and that free radicals can kill the bacteria. So that the chlorine in water is, there is no bacteria resides. So it's a healthy water, they call. But for a health point of view, taking this chlorine containing water is actually oxidized water.
When I found out that the Kangen water machine makes 7 types of water, I started exploring the high end, the 11.5 and the 2.5 end of that water. And on my exploration found out that the 2.5 water is bactericidal, and I am using it in my practice to help with bleeding. I use it to sanitize the mouth before I start working on the patients. I have used it in periodontal disease, and I've actually seen reversals of people's periodontal conditions. The teeth will actually tighten up with the use of the 2.5 water.
The Japanese have done a tremendous amount of work on using ionized water for wound care. There's a lot published in the Japanese literature and also now in American literature about using pH 2.5 water for bactericidal purposes. Staph aureus, for example, cannot survive in 2.5 pH water. The kill ratios are dramatic for this, and so it stands to reason that this would be beneficial for contaminated wounds or even infected wounds. The Japanese, for example, treat diabetic ulcers with ionized water with a low pH and find that to be extremely successful. They also have published a lot on it, and the before and after pictures are very dramatic. The pH 2.5 water has tremendous antibacterial properties against both gram-negative and gram-positive organisms.
The benefit for me as a physician to use water to treat bacterial infections is phenomenal. Number one, water's cheap. Secondly, it's very effective. We've seen through studies, and I've seen through my own observations with patients, that it's very effective. And thirdly, there's no side effects to it.
With the standard American diet, it's actually very sad. I mean, that is what it stands for. Standard American diet is filled with sugars and the high energy drinks and even the bottled waters, the potato chips and the pizza and the things that these children are getting in the vending machines. All of that is acidic. And now, with Kangen water, we have an alkaline water that actually will help reverse what conditions may occur using all those acidic items in our diet.
Definitely drinking alkalized water and ionized water is more beneficial for us, for our health.
One of the things that you learn is called primum non nocere. Above all, do no harm. That is the duty of a physician. It dates back to Hippocrates. None of us want to do harm. What we should do, and I think when we're convinced of something that is really truly good for people, we should go and recommend it to people.
Anytime our body sees protein that it doesn't recognize, we have the susceptibility to cause an inflammatory reaction or an allergic reaction. I think that helps me understand why so many asthmatics and why so many people with allergic rhinitis and other allergies do very well with this water in terms of controlling their allergies, because I really do think there's a connection there with incompletely digested proteins through the typical American diet that we consume.
Periodontal disease affects 75% of the population. And periodontal disease is a silent disease of the mouth. In other words, you don't really know you have it until it's too late. What I have found is that we do comprehensive cleanings on people to try to get their mouth healthy again. But we use as an adjunct the acidic water that we make here at the office with our Kangen machine, and we use it under the sulcus of all the teeth, in other words, around the teeth and the gums, to clean all the bacteria during our procedures. And we also send the patient home with the water, because I'm sure you've heard the eyes are the mirror to the soul, while the mouth is the mirror to the rest of the body.
There is so much evidence that we're doing good. Look at Japan. The country of Japan has the highest consumption of ionized water in the world. Now, I'm not saying it is necessarily a direct effect, but they are also number one in overall health care in the world and number one in longevity in the world. When we compare that to the United States, we're number 38 in longevity and in overall health. The Cubans have better health than we do.
We need to respect the fact that we have all these built-in mechanisms to help us fight disease, to maintain our health. But we need to support ourselves in that healing process by eating natural foods, by drinking the right type of water, by managing stress, by getting plenty of exercise and plenty of oxygen to our lungs.
This is a very important. You just change your diet very little bit. Enjoy the health, enjoy your longevity too. I think number one most important thing is water. To drink water, alkalized and ionized water, which is Kangen water.
I'm very excited that Kangen water is here to help both children and adults alike. I'm having great results with it in my practice, and my patients are loving it.
I've had the great fortune in my life to have graduated from one of the finest medical schools in the world, Harvard. I was trained in the Harvard residency program. I've spent my entire professional career affiliated with that institution. One of the best things, next to being affiliated with this great institution, has been my discovery of Kangen water.
For those of you who are trying to optimize your health and trying to do everything you can to have good health, to maintain your health, preserve your health, my plea is just try the water. There's nothing more simple, there's nothing more inexpensive, and there's nothing more powerful and effective than Kangen water.
In Japan, they have a saying, Mizo wo kaereba, jinsei ga kawaru. Translated, change your water, change your life. Do yourself and your